We're here. We're a little tired, but at the end of it all, we are here to the grand finals, guys. The Team Heroes Hype Amateur League Week 2 Grand Finals Game 3 with the Rising Taquitos with Backlash. Quite the story from Backlash, getting here all the way from second round lower bracket, all the way in and taking a game from the reigning champs. The guys who didn't drop a single game all the way into it. And somebody said in chat, you know, this is how you beat them. You ban Vikings.
Ban Vikings, Backlash did, and it worked out for them. Horse Pants did take Jaina and do a lot of damage, but we've talked about Jaina, and the topic of conversation is no escape.
Yeah, no escape is a glass cannon if you don't take any kind of defensive options, and you don't even get really defensive options until level 13 where you can get sprint. It's the most commonly accepted one at any rate. So, yeah, it didn't work out once. We'll see. This is it. This is last game, boys. We get a last game, boys, in chat.
Last game, boys.
Yeah, there you go.
Rising Taquitos, of course, losing the last game, gets first pick, first ban here on Dragonshire, and they banned Zeratul.
How dare they? Don't they know who Zeratul is? The Zeratul basically ruined their day last game. It was a phenomenal pickup by the Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, they've actually finished the draft. My God.
Go ahead.
So, you know, just to speed things along, Backlash saying once more, we know your secret, and it will not be the Vikings. Leads us into a hammer, of course, for the pickup for Taquitos. This is her map, and this is definitely a team that knows how to use him. But look at that, Stitches Vala to go immediately over to Backlash.
I can't see the draft, so you'll have to keep going.
Oh,
I apologize.
okay. Wasn't aware. Either way, though, that's again the tank and the Valley. You take the Valley away from the siege tank. That will lead us into usually another siege, and if it's not Zagara, you know it's going to be a Nazebo. So Nazebo and what? All right, Nazebo and the Uther didn't see this next one coming. But Backlash once more, definitely preferring to take the lovers. It's going to be Malfurion and Tyrande once more into the thick of things there for Backlash. Now, I said they picked up the double siege, but this... Okay. This has to be fun.
What?
So, no. I think they had... Is this a remake? Because this is what they went, at least according to Stormdraft. Zagara, Muradin. Where's Muradin?
I see it now. I see it. Hammer, Nazebo, Uther, Zagara, Muradin.
That just really? Is it because it's after midnight? I don't know. Is this the actual draft? Yeah. I don't until I'm told otherwise. They're going triple siege.
Wow. I don't even.
Okay, that's a new one to me. And the last pickup here is the Thrall. So we saw the melee coming. Zeratul ban. The Thrall wasn't obvious for this one, but triple siege, Gillyweed.
We're gonna have something explosive for sure, at least for this last game here of the Heroes Hype Amateur League Week 2. Who is going to be our winner?
Great question right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still more at all. I mean, we've seen double sieges a lot, quite a bit actually, on this map, but triple siege saying we're not interested in you, Falstad. Tychus, you don't have an extra hit point bar, so you're out. Jaina's way too squishy, and Raynor is just apparently not even worth the picks today. So yeah, well, there we go.
Let's see it. I'm pumped. Are you pumped?
I'm trying to be. I really am.
I know, it's like pumped / sleepy, but still pumped and ready. We can do this. One last game.
Body can only commentate so much.
We're gonna be on Dragonshire, so hopefully we can see some awesome. This is my favorite map, so I'm really excited that the last game's gonna be here. I love all the skirmishes that happen over the shrines, and then of course the Dragon Knight himself trying to pick that up. Let's do this. We've got Rising Taquitos over on blue this time. We've got Hans, Horse Pants, Belfry, Arise Chicken, and Mistakes.
And on the flip side, that was clearly my cue.
Sorry.
the contenders, Backlash, coming into this. I mean, right through the losers bracket, right here into the grand finals. The bracket of alternate success yielded them success, and taking a game from the Vikingless Taquitos. Disclaimer, Baby Nova, Wadravak, I gotta really make sure I say that right now. Jumping Duck and Sky once more into the fray. Now, ooh, this is interesting. Look at where Thrall's going.
Thrall, what you doing there, buddy?
They're looking for a hook.
They are.
And
they did not grab one.
So,
Mistakes and Arise Chicken being very careful there.
Remember we were talking about like the synergies and just tightening up a lot of those controls. If you see a Stitches hook in an immediate lunar flare onto where the target will land, you know these guys got that coordination down.
We'll have to be watching for that then. We've got 3v3 in bot, per the usual. So we'll have to see if the Sergeant Hammer can start up the siege with the Zagara Banelings, of course, helping.
Yeah, the Banelings and the units, like the summons, everything there drains out ammo because they're all targetable units. And you can even go Demolitionist, although typically you won't see that. And just drain them all out. But Belfry getting drained of his hit points, but not before Stitches. Hans is going to be the first one as this double DPS-ish lane. It's triple siege. I'm still mind blown. Yeah, the range was definitely very useful there. And even coming into this, Thrall, he's going to try to take home Mistakes, but Zagara and Hydralisks and cannons from Mistakes, it's too much to bear this early game.
I love seeing a good siege tank just sit there in the face of so much damage. Like, nope, you shall not pass. It's good stuff.
If Sergeant Hammer had a beard, Hammer the White.
Stuns goes down on Water Track, and Mystique's able to take him out before Belfry again loses his health.
What did
kind of just tanking damage.
Did you see him?
He was kind of out of into the shrine, and Uther got the stun on him, and from there the body blocks.
His body literally just went flying.
I did not see that.
Yeah, that was great. A little bit of a gank coming in here. Horse Pants is not going to get hit by the owl, but I don't know where he's going. Hans is actually going to jump in to the rescue. Hans had just actually fought off Vala, nearly getting the kill, but now Hans could be in a little bit of trouble. Same could be said for Sky, but everyone's going to be able to just bounce off each other and disengage. Some low hit points going back and forth, but still, it's only the 2 kills, and they're both going the way of the Taquitos so far.
Yep, and Baby Nova's getting chased away from that top shrine. It's going to allow Rising Taquitos to possibly take that top shrine. Maybe looking for the Dragon Knight. Belfry gets stopped from the roots of Malfurion, but again, everybody just staying low, but no deaths quite yet.
The Hammer and the Stitches just been going back and forth and dueling it out. Jumping Duck just really doesn't get a chance to go over to those to that shrine, and now both of them are going to be flipping over to blue. The problem is Horse Pants is there with Nazeebo, and now he's no longer there with Nazeebo. Means he could not become a dragon whatsoever. Chicken's going to think about it, but yeah, everybody left lanes, and Jumping Duck immediately goes and caps the bot.
So we've got level 7 talents out now for Rising Taquitos. They're just a smidge more in the lead for experience, but already we're seeing them drop now for Backlash. So everyone's caught up in the talents, and we're going to be back to fighting over these shrines.
Don't really see anything too out of the ordinary. Double healing ward coming out, though, from Backlash, whereas we don't have a single one on the flip side there for the Rising Taquitos. I wonder if that will come into play a little bit later on. It's always a good idea to at least have one of them, but he just unfortunately doesn't get that. But instead he does get the protective shield, and it's single target versus AoE, more or less. Slam build coming out from the Stitches, multi-shot from Vala. We do got the Envenom on Thrall. I don't actually know what Thrall goes at 7 anymore now that battle momentum has been removed.
I think Water Frack is also waiting to see what to do.
Yeah, he's the Thrall. Wonder if he'll go follow through. I think that's level 7 now.
Did he forget? It's level 8 now.
I just don't think he knows where he wants to go.
That also makes sense.
Like, I'm trying to remember, what can you do at level 7 with Thrall?
I haven't played Thrall in a little bit, so I don't remember.
Didn't really get far in the other game with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, once again, getting denied. Vala up top. Oh, so there goes Malfurion. And, you know, Thrall still hasn't decided what that level 7 is going to be, but I guess we're going to time him out in the grave and he can figure it out.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got a little time to figure it out now. Meanwhile, Belfray is uninhibited now and able to pick up the Dragon Knight, and the siege for the Taquitos begins.
Looks like Stone Wolves was his one of choice. He did go Rabid Wolves at level 1 as well. Not Chain Lightning, not Wind Fury, so... Okay, a little bit more of a CC comp with that, because it adds another half second on the route. So, good stuff. Good stuff also coming out of Belfray, as you said. He was uninhibited. He was able to pick up that Dragon Knight, and now they're pushing down this mid-gate area. Level 10s from both sides, though. Maz coming out, the Ravenous, Avatar, pretty much everything standard, and there's the Sundering as well from the Thrall. So the Thrall with the Sundering, you're going to be looking for that damage on top of Horse Pants, but he just used it.
Yeah, Hans is jumping in, he's trying to get away, he does go down, but there goes Horse Pants and the Ravenous Bear on top of the Maw, and doing a lot of work. It does end without taking out anybody, and Backlash will be able to walk away from that without losing anybody.
It's a little sloppy because we had the Maw go down at the same time as the Ravenous, wasted the ticks on it. And unfortunately, this is going to be a big problem for Taquitos as they get later and later into the game. They don't really have burst damage.
Right, it's just the siege damage, so they really have to make the sieging work, and, you know, with the exception of the Dragon Knight and the Fort, they haven't really been able to siege too much on bottom with that Sergeant Hammer. Both of the turrets are still pretty max health.
Yeah. I mean, Sergeant Hammer is very steady in her damage. It's literally just auto attacks and roll that she spams out. The Zagara has her summons, which are great. They're not really burst. And Nazeebo has really just Ravenous when he gets stunned out of it. There's nothing to burst down the comp, nothing to really disable the Tranquility. If it's not going to be a Maw, I mean, there's nothing else to stop the Trank here. And you saw the Trank easily counteract the Ravenous. So as we go later on into the game here, Backlash, they're going to have much higher burst because of the way that Thrall works, because of Hunter's Mark, because of Vala. And they're also going to have some pretty interesting fight control because we got Gorge on the Stitches as well.
Do you think it's something where then Taquitos is just trying to go just super early mid-game and just trying to do as much damage as possible so it's kind of unrecoverable?
If that is their idea, I haven't really seen them use it yet. I mean, they are kind of just rushing down top as 5, which is great. They know that the opponent's in the bottom. It's very safe. The problem is they're probably going to end up trading it out. Unless they go for a race, they're not backing off.
Yeah, they're still going at it. And so far, that now we're starting to see people from Backlash go back. They're hitting B. They're going to try to defend, because a keep this early with catapults constantly pushing would not be something that they would want to deal with.
You can see Waterfuck going in. He's looking for that Earthquake. Unfortunately, he just doesn't hit anybody of it. Disclaimer's just going to get stunned out of it, though. And there goes the Thrall on top of it. Here comes the Ravenous, and I have no idea absolutely what Backlash was doing there. But they all got CC'd and clumped up, and the Ravenous doing work. 3 up, 3 down. That's a really good fight for the Taquitos.
It definitely was, and although they have a bunch of mercs pushing in and probably going to take out their fort on bot, they have an excellent chance right now to get something done with the dragon.
Absolutely. Yeah, Rise Chicken's up into the top. You see Baby Nova taking the bottom shrine, but she's not going to be able to keep it. In fact, she doesn't even stick around.
Yeah, nobody really rushed to that bottom shrine too much. They were really focused on saving that fort. So it seems like that period of time where they had some people down on the other team has passed, and now Waterfrock and his Backlash friends are pushing in mid. They're going to be working to stop the Taquitos from taking the Dragon Knight.
This is a good opportunity for Backlash to fight because we don't have really any of those heroics ready to go yet from the cooldown from the last. But whereas they do have quite a few of theirs. Unfortunately, they're not confident on their fighting ability. They can't really leave mid though because they have the problem of the Dragon Knight here. So taking a fight now is likely in their best interest because next level is going to be 16, and yeah, you got to make it happen now.
Belfry was able to secure the Malfurion kill, and they also got Thrall. Nazeebo was taken out of the fight by Gorge, but he was able to get away, and now he's dropping the Ravenous Spirit down. Baby Nova is in a heap of trouble because that thing's scary. They do secure a Stitches kill, and once again, there are 3 heroes down for Backlash, and Taquitos have only lost the Uther.
So, yeah, 2 fights that the first kill is Malfurion. This is not going at all the way of Backlash. In fact, Malfurion has Life Seed, which is a great ability, but after such focus, I would have expected to see an Ice Block.
Yeah, trying to keep himself alive a little bit longer. That tranquility is so important because it's really providing all the healing. Tyrande, while being in support, does not provide very much healing potential. So it's definitely interesting and well, I think a good decision by Taquitos to go ahead and focus down that Malfurion.
So yeah, if he keeps dying out like the first, if he's on this front line, like he is right there, disclaimer, he's the big target. I mean, if he's not around to heal the team, then it doesn't matter that we don't have burst. Damage will outscale at that point. 3 ranged specialists, yeah. So then I kind of want to stick by my words, but at the same time, if disclaimer just keeps getting shot down like this, it's not going to go good for anyone.
He's definitely right there. The Dragon Knight is about to expire. They got that for about halfway down, and the experience lead is in favor of the Rising Taquitos, who have their level 16 talents, and they're looking to possibly catch somebody off guard here at the Giants.
Yeah, Hans is no fear whatsoever. This Mirrodin's going to go right in. Does stun up that Thrall. Good Starfall coming out. That's a huge area of damage right there. Jumping Duck is going to put somebody in his belly. Rise Chicken's coming back in here. Thrall is trying to deal with the siege tank. Unfortunately, there's just no big follow-up from his team because Hans was literally zoning out the other 3 teammates. Apparently, Zagara, there he goes. Zagara did not live through that. Jumping Duck emerges victorious out of that maw. So 1 for 1 by the end of it all. Hey, look at that. Disclaimer didn't die, and they trade out even.
Well, good job on Malf staying a little bit back and making sure that he wasn't able to be targeted as much. And everyone's just going to continue to merc up, get ready for the next round of Dragon Shrines. And the Backlash team has gotten their level 16 talents, so everyone's caught up there as well.
Let's take a quick look there. So it is going to be Grace of Air, Tempest Fury, so a little bit more Wind Fury oriented in the end of it all. Hardened Focus, the Shooting Star. Really? Shooting Star? All right. Wow, they're really trying to just... Either way, it's not an owl. Usually you see the plus 200% owl at level 16. But okay, we'll go with the Shooting Star. That's cool. Full slam build in effect with Gorge. And, has Jumping Duck really been, hook eating some really vital targets? I haven't really seen one of those that's defining here, but he's gonna find Hans as Hans comes on in, but that also finds Belfry, and man, they're so clumped up. This could be devastating.
Yeah, he does catch Belfry, and Belfry drops the Divine Storm with the Nazeebo ult right on top of it. He does get stunned out of it, but Stitches has gone down now, and Hans is right in there hitting people with his candy mallet, and Taquitos is on the chase. Horse Pants are gonna have to sprint out. Oh, does dodge Sky's stun, and Tyrande pays the price of chasing a little bit, but we all do that. We all occasionally want to chase and then
Got
grump
you
about
greedy.
it.
Yeah. Got way too greedy with that. Way too easy to dodge at the stun. And yeah, it was a little bit of a ballsy play there from Horse Pants, but overall, got him another kill. The Malfurion, again, just kind of sitting in the back. He had that Tranquility out the entire time, negated the entire Ravenous, but unfortunately, Jumping Duck wasn't in that circle of safety. So, you know, down to Stitches, down to Tyrande. You don't have the map presence. And the Taquitos, 2 levels up consistently, are now going to be pushing in and looking for their first keep on this Dragon Knight.
Yep, they've got the Dragonite, and the last fight, we saw the Sunder drop right before the Nazeebo ult, and thankfully they still were able to stun using the Slam Stitches, but I got scared there for a second that something was going to happen even worse just because the Sunder was already dropped and they couldn't really use it to stun that Nazeebo. A lot of posturing here right now though. The Dragon just dropping some Flame Breath on structures. He's trying to take out that turret. Every little experience helps them get the lead further to that level 20 and those final talents.
Absolutely, yeah, we're about a half level out now. There goes the Sundering. Hans is going to just jump right in. That's the Divine on top of jumping, on top of Water Proc. And Arise Chicken is still auto-attacking out a lot of people here with that Dragon Knight. We did lose out the Uther and all of that, but again, you know, much better positioning from Disclaimer leads him to a very healthy team. There's the 50% extra damage on the Lunar Flare. Arise Chicken's not going to get out of this one, but he does get the Maw off before going down. Hans still very healthy. Horsepants, not entirely too sure he knew where he was right there, but Mistakes is going to be able to thrusters out, and a 3-for-0 trade as Backlash is coming back into this fight.
They are coming back. Stitches did a really good job of being right there and ready to slam Nazeebo out of that ult. Not too much damage done by it before they were able to kind of control it and stop it. So I think the name of the game now is going to be Nazeebo and Stitches are now going to be, you know, best friends, as Stitch is going to be right there constantly watching for that Nazeebo ult.
Stitches want friend. That's why he came to the Nexus. Lots of playmates. Lots of playmates. Red is kind of splitting up a little bit, but, you know, Siege Giants now, both pairs, is going to go their way, and they're well on their way to the Bruisers. It's a heck of a bottom lane push. If they do nurture this and they use it for a team fight, I mean, we're still not 20 yet here in the Rising Taquitos, so if they want to take a fight, this is going to be their best option, but they decide against it. They're just going to play it defensively.
Yeah, the Rising Taquitos will have to be taking out all of these mercs. They'll be there for a bit. Meanwhile, the continued merkage of Backlash to try to get back into this game, and we've got Shrines coming up in 25 seconds, and I get this feeling the next Dragon Knight's going to be a big one for it.
At 17.5 minutes in, it's a pretty decent hit. I mean, it's not like our 30-minute first game.
That's true.
Today we learned, guys, at 30 minutes, you can literally walk up to the core with the Dragon Knight and kill it, despite whatever the other team says. So Hans, he's going to come up here. He's going to jump right into Baby Nova, but it's a nice gank ambush setup here from Backlash, but unfortunately it doesn't look like they're able to burst down Hans, and that's going to be a maw. 2 team members there from Backlash going to be in on that, but can we stop out the Horse Pants? He is getting so much damage done with that Ravenous. You said it, Stitch is going to be his best friend, but can Thrall actually get this kill? Yeah, looks like they will trade it out. Vala actually dies off the side of the screen, and there goes Jumping Duck now as well. That previous victory, possibly a fluke. That's the statement there from Rising Taquitos.
Negated a bit, definitely. And with these long respawn timers now, it's 45 seconds for 3 members of Backlash to come back in. I don't think that Taquitos are going to have too much trouble getting this Dragon Knight, and you can already see they're heading there. They're getting ready. Uther wants to take bottom shrine. Zagara is going for the Dragon Knight. Can Malfurion or Tyrande get the owl? Nope. Dragon Knight again.
Go right through Arise Chicken, but he doesn't seem to mind. It's all good. Still got 15 seconds on the Stitches timer.
Yes, still 3 people down. That keep's going to be easily taken down. Do you think they'll go for core here?
No, well, I don't think they have the positioning or the
Oh, yeah,
cooldowns for core. There's still 2 heroics down. Zebo just spawned. Hans is way back in base. No, they're just going to bite it out. They're possibly going to look for a better fight. They're going to poke around, perhaps. I wanted to say bottom, but it looks like maybe they're just going to be poking around here mid instead.
Sure, well, if they can get a couple of good picks off, then they might be able to put on some core damage or at least take down another keep. And meanwhile, Backlash does finally have those level 20 talents. So we're all caught up in the talent game now and ready for some good team fights.
So Thrall took the improved Earthquake, the improved Sundering. If you don't know, it literally just sunders the entire screen all the way off map. It's quite fun to watch. It also means, like, if you're in the top lane, you can also sunder people in the bottom. There's a little bit of travel time, but, you know, it's a skill shot, just like everything else. This will also mean that as soon as Horsepants sits down for the Ravenous, it doesn't matter how far Thrall is, he's going to be able to hit it. And you can see Horsepants way there in the back. He's just really trying to make sure he has the positioning to get that annihilating spirit up and off the ground. All through the 3 of the sieges need to really pay good attention here to their end game positioning, because it's going to come down to them.
At this point in the game, it's getting late in the game, and a 5v4 can be the end of the game. Both of these guys really want this win. They want to win this tournament. They want the bragging rights. We'll have to see who's going to get the better end of this game.
A lot of posturing right now. Blue's just kind of dancing around. Looks like they're going to now turn their attention to some of these mercenaries, which is a great idea. Let's turn the map blue. Jumping Duck's going to start leading the way. They need to contest at least one of them. Oh, but look at the party bush setup here. They were looking for the ambush. Had they waited a little bit longer, they might have actually gotten it. But right now, Backlash, they're taking their time. They're really thinking about what is the opponent doing.
And with that owl sent by Tyrande, of course, they know exactly what's going on. They're not even going to try to contest. They're heading up. They're going to try to get their own bruisers, and Taquitos are free to take these bottom bruisers.
A little bit more posturing then. 22 minutes in, both teams 21. What other kind of big talents do we got here? Both sides. Nope, sorry. Only the Tyrande took the Storm Shield. You got the rewind on the Mirrodin. So he has a good amount of lockup now available to him. Nexus Frenzy for our Sergeant Hammer. The Annihilating Spirit, Divine Hurricane, and Bolts coming out there for the Zagara. And Improved Tranquility. Wow. I did actually not know this. It's called Serenity. That's a heck of a lot more heal. But no, that's not going to be a Maw.
That is a Maw and a minion.
He deserved it. He did something.
All right, so we've got Dragon Shrine up once again. Backlash quickly taking the bottom shrine. And Rising Taquitos just figuring out what they're going to do. I guess first they're going to hurry and go take these bruisers and then maybe follow them up to the top shrine. And looks like a little bit of just hanging out near the bottom shrine for now for Backlash, posturing. And they want this fort. It's easily dead.
It is something to note that we have had all 3 forts still standing. Yeah, blue mid still exemplary, top nearly flawless, and whereas we're kind of just down to the last keeps here from Backlash. So even if the Taquitos get 5-man wiped, they still have the protection of forts and keeps and gates to kind of slow down Backlash. Whereas Backlash doesn't have that safety net. If they get wiped, that's game. That's a rush on the court.
That's a really good point. I think Backlash are realizing that as they're being very cautious, and they're also making sure to keep their lanes pushed as much as possible. They're quickly taking out those bruisers before it can do any direct damage on the keep. They want to keep that keep as high as possible in health. And now they're heading to mid. They know they have to stop this. What are they going to do?
Well, double shrine going to the blue glory. That's not going to be a stun that lands on top of Bell. We do actually have the Maw back up. believe it or not. And Belvray, yeah, he's going to sprint forward. He gets the 1 stun. He's looking for the 4-man combo. Quadrified, there goes the Earthquake off the screen. And it's not going to be a Ravenous. Not at all. The Tranquility is ticking away for so much health. Quadrifrag now almost back to full. Based upon his Frostbow, the Tranquility, the Uther is dead. There goes the Zagara. The Sergeant Hammer has dropped as well. Horse Dance is going to be the quad, and the only one to get out to tell the tale of slaughter is Hans, and he's not going to be able to do anything against this upcoming Dragon Knight.
No, he is not. So you mentioned that they've got a little bit of a buffer, and that seems to be the case, definitely. They're going to need it now because there is going to be a Dragon Knight for Backlash. You mentioned that the scaling here for the 3 siege comp was going to be rough, and I think we're starting to see that difficulty that's coming in. They're doing a great job of immediately stopping that Nazebo ult. That's everything. And they're shutting it down constantly.
Tranquility, the extra heals from Tyrande, the Storm Shield. It's getting all of a sudden really hard to kill the Malfurion. And earlier on they were able to kill the Malfurion like straight away, and they took so many fights. But now he hasn't died in a good while, and he is even now the Serenity on top of that. As I said, you have this buffer. It's not going to be game, but next fight can literally determine who's going home as the victor in this best of 3.
Yeah, they've got a stun on the Dragon Knight, but he's still got plenty of health. That's going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah, but that's Malfurion in there. If he pops, he might actually literally pop.
And pop goes the Tree Man. Tree Man, yeah. So meanwhile, maybe looking to get the top fort down. That'll be the last fort for Taquitos, just continuing to get experience. They've got a lead now on experience, and just taking down all those structures. The more that they can take down, the less of a buffer there is for them to be able to push in and win at a later date.
Flamers was about 10 seconds left on that Dragon Knight, but it doesn't look like they're really going to try to YOLO push in, try to use those hit points for as much structure damage as they can. They're being very measured about it. Let's take a quick look at some of the damage numbers, or, well, maybe not damage numbers, just the numbers in general. Healing, 90,000 for Malfurion, 47,000 for the Uther. It's a big difference. In terms of the damage, Nazebo leading the way at 58, Vala on the flip side at 56, and siege damage is actually pushing 165k for this Sergeant Hammer, 209 for Vala. Absolutely ridiculous numbers.
Well, we are 27 minutes into this epic final game. Skye gets stunned, but she's okay, and it looks like they are trying to steal the bruisers of the Taquitos. And look at the way they're placed. They did a great job of keeping the squishies in the back, even as they take out those bruisers, just in case they don't want to take any chances of a pick right now, because like Forecourt Jester said, at this point, any picks can end the game.
I'm still not entirely too sure who's going to take this. If we can pop off that Malfurion, it's game over. If you can't, well, the Taquitos have quite a fight ahead of them. Horsepants is almost guaranteed to never get off a Ravenous anymore. Almost guaranteed at this point. Like, you have to be really on top of the timing for a cleanse from Uther in order to make that happen. And we haven't really seen that since level 20, since we have now the infinitely traveling Sundering. By the way, if you zoom out like all the way and you watch the Sunder, it's phenomenal.
Is it?
It's just like a little ridge that goes right through everything on the map.
All the way across the map.
Exactly. Yeah. Defensive maneuvering here from the Taquitos. I mean, they're dealing with some of these bruisers. They still have a gate, which is super impressive at 28 minutes into the game. But we saw this in game number 1, ironically, of our night. Like way back over, let me see, 6 hours, 57 minutes ago. We saw a very long game number 1 Dragonshire. And it was, I think, a 30-minute dragon. Literally just walked up to the core and destroyed it.
Oh yeah.
So
it's time.
We have now 2 ways to end this game: team fight and somebody wins, or somebody caps a dragon and just literally marches to the core and wins. Those are the 2 win conditions we have, Gilly.
Well, I mean, both have the opportunity. The mid keep is down for both teams. So it's definitely a possibility at this point. And one I would kind of not mind seeing. The damage from that Dragon Knight is just hilarious.
This bottom keep actually is well on its way out. Red is putting up a heck of a fight. Now, a Rise Chicken is into the bottom lane. Horse Pants is trying his best here to delay, but both shrines are going to go over the way of Backlash. Zagara is just now going to be abandoning the bottom lane, but because they abandoned bottom, they got the keep. That's 2 lanes of catapults now going to be in the favor of Backlash. And all they had to do was just go cap 2 shrines to make it happen.
Yep, and those sieges are still pushing too, so eventually they will have to deal with them, or it's going to start doing a little bit of damage on the core as well, and there it goes, taking out the shields. It looks like everyone is kind of unsure what to do here. I don't know.
This is also the problem we saw in game number 1. Teams don't know how to finish the game.
Yeah, I guess they're maybe hoping that someone will come up and try to cap the shrine, but as long as they've got Dragon Knight there covered, it's kind of stalling out a bit. One needs to take it, but the other team is guarding it. That's that.
This is where we go get a cup of tea, we come back in 20 minutes. And, maybe, or Hans could just jump in. This could be it. The Divine Storm goes off, Brawl in the front, but the shields, the heals, the strafe comes out as well, but the Horse Pants, he gets hit by the Lunar Flare, and that's a double healing ward on the floor. Zagara is down. We had the stun out for the Ravenous, the Earthquake for the kill. Hans is a tanky dwarf, but he cannot 5-on-1, not at 31 minutes into the game, and there goes Nazebo on top of things. This is a 99.9% chance win now for Backlash coming out of the lower bracket. They still got these shrines. Uther's not going to be able to cap it, and that is a super powerful Dragon Knight now marching towards their victory.
Marching toward the base, and as far as defense, they only have Sergeant Hammer and Uther there to try to defend versus a Dragon Knight and 4 people doing a lot of damage. And that is going to be game. Your winners are going to be Backlash, coming all the way from the lower bracket to win. GG. Congrats to Backlash.
It's midnight, boys.
It is. Blah, blah.
Wow. Phenomenal stuff, guys. Phenomenal stuff. Backlash with the Cinderella story. Unfortunately for Taquito, always a bridesmaid and never a bride. 2 weeks, 2nd place finish. Back to back. At least they're consistent. But yeah. That is it.
That's
we
it.
We are done.
We are. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us and watching. It was a long stream, and of course, thank you so much to those players who stuck around, made it to the end. It's nearly 2 a.m. here. It's almost 3 a.m. for Forecourt Jester. I think it's sleep time.
Sleep time is the right time. And yeah, I got the 2-minute delay being played out here. It's phenomenal stuff. So week 2 is in the bag. Backlash will put themselves up there for the first seeding points. Taquitos with 2nd, and Shot and the Bullets for 3rd. Good stuff, guys. Hopefully we will see more signups next week, and we're going to work again a little bit on streamlining everything. And yeah, this is definitely a fun, safe place to be. You know, you guys got a team, you got some friends, you want to get a taste of competitive, sign up. This is where you need to be for the Amateur League.
Yeah, for sure. And you even are able to possibly go back and see some of your games if you get on stream and get some criticism as well. And just, you know, being able to play in this atmosphere will be able to help you get a lot of experience that sometimes you just can't get even through Hero League or scrims.
Yep, exactly. It's a whole nother ball game when you're drafting in your own communication, and it's, you know, it's for points, it's for money, it's for cash and fame. Next BlizzCon, maybe you're going to be out there competing against the top dogs. You never know. Disclaimer, we're not sending you to BlizzCon, so don't ask. But, this is how legends are born, you know? You just gotta start playing. So it's really good. Big thank you, of course, to our admins. I know Spirit Jew, Suki, and Miss Honey of course, running the entire show behind the scenes here. And, of course, a lot of teammates and team players came out, and they played their hearts out, and it was phenomenal. So thanks, guys, for coming out, sticking through it. And, viewers, we ended up almost 700 viewers, Gilly.
That's awesome.
It's 3 a.m.
That's so awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. This has been so much fun. This is such a fun experience. Thank you so much, everybody, for having me here, too. I really appreciate it. If you want to follow me on my things, like Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, I stream Heroes of the Storm every weekday. It's GillyweedSC2 on all the things.
And she comes highly recommended by Forecourt and anybody else that has been watching the shows. It's definitely a quality show. I hear you're having special guest tomorrow, so you guys need to go follow her Twitter and hit the follow buttons on Misclick so you can find out who it is. You're not going to want to miss it. I know I'll definitely be there watching alongside. So, yes, HeroesHype. You can find them out there, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. I don't know about Facebook, but at least those three. A lot of the VODs are going to be up by tomorrow, if not the next day. So anything that you missed out, you can catch up on. The week 1 VODs are there as well. And I've been your host, as streamer, producer, all that jazz tonight, Forecourt Jester, the guy in the hat. And you can find me out there, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I have a busy weekend ahead of me. Friday, we're doing a community cup for ESL. Saturday, I'm hosting Kings of the Storm. Sunday is the Go for Heroes NA. If you like Heroes and you like casting and you like commentating, I hope that you will join me for at least some of it. So go hit those buttons, guys. And Gilly, congratulations and welcome to casting.
Thank you so much. I had a blast. And I forgot to mention really fast, like you said, Eye on the Storm is going to be on the Misclicks channel tomorrow. That's twitch.tv/Misclicks. We're going to have Arthalon on, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much. I had a great time, guys. If you have any suggestions or anything, I would love to hear them too. And thank you, Forecourt Jester, for helping me out.
Not a problem. You guys have yourselves a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week for week 3 of the Team HeroesHype Amateur League. Have a good one.